Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Zoom in number 77, a virtual get-together. And we are delighted to have so many of you waiting to listen to our guest speaker this evening, Tartia Sandhu. A Danish philosopher, Soren Kierkegaard, said once, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." And helping us understand this phrase this evening is Tartia Sandhu, a very long time resident of Vasant Vihar and known to most of the people here. She's a practicing past life regression therapist, NLP practitioner, spirit releasement therapist, and a Moksha Pata reader. She conducts online past life regression workshops as well as individual sessions. Her interests include drawing, painting, photography, writing, and traveling. She was commissioned to make the stained glass panel for the Rashtrapati Bhavan. What an honor indeed. So welcome to this evening's Zoom in Tartia. And we are delighted, and we have so many people eagerly waiting to listen to you. So let's start the evening. If I could ask you that you have so many interests and you have done so many different things. What drew you to past life regression? You'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah, great.
Thank you, Sanjana. And good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining. And what drew me to past life regression is I've always been interested in anything that was a little spiritual or something that was a little, out of the ordinary. Like I used to read a lot of books on past life therapy. And so then one day I decided to go for a session workshop. And then I saw myself as a Buddhist monk in a monastery.
Wow.
And actually what happened was 2 years prior to that, I had visited Bhutan.
Okay.
And then I went to this monastery, which is very famous. If you've heard of it, it's called Tiger's Nest Monastery.
Okay.
So I went there, and when I reached the main shrine, something came over me and I just started crying very loudly. And it felt like I had come home after centuries.
Wow.
Yeah. So then after that, when I went for this workshop, I saw myself as the head monk of that same monastery.
Oh my God.
So that's why that, that explained why I had this extreme attachment to that place.
And extreme attachment to, wanting to learn more about the spiritual side of, life. Okay.
Right. Wow. So that's how I went for the course, therapist course, and then I did my master's. And that's it.
Wow. What a fascinating story. So tell us, what is past life regression and what is past life regression therapy?
Past life regression is just going back to your past. It may not be the immediate past life, but it's just a past life that you go back to, because all the memories are stored in the subconscious mind. And in order to access that, we use hypnosis. So, and then we use a lot of creative visualization. And then we access the past life memories through that. And that's what past life regression is all about. And there are a lot of benefits to it. A lot of people are always skeptical. Why past life therapy? What am I going to get out of it when my present life is so full of problems? Why go to the past? That's one of the major reasons people are not interested in exploring the past.
Okay.
But then it's like to get into the past, I'll just put on the,
Sure.
yes,
Hmm.
why past life regression. So it can bring healing, understanding, resolution to your current life issues. Your issues maybe pertaining to your relationships, to your career, to your financial issues, to health issues, could be anything. So you go to that past life and then you get the answers, okay? You get clarity. And also these phobias. Everybody has some sort of a fear in them, but that is natural for everyone, you know. But that phobia, which is unexplainable, like people fear dogs for no reason, or people fear snakes. It has nothing to do with any past experience. Maybe you've never, been bitten by a snake, but still you're scared of snakes.
Right.
Yeah. And some people are scared of dark spaces or, open spaces. Some people are afraid of flying.
Right.
And some fear drowning, all sorts of fears.
Right.
So these have, some connection to your past life. And also relationship difficulties. If you have an issue with your maybe family or your neighbors or your friends or your colleagues, any sort of a relationship, it may have something to do with past connection. Okay. Now, physical conditions, health issues. Sometimes you go to the doctor, you feel very sick, you go to the doctor, and then the doctor says there's nothing wrong with you. And this could be carried from a past life.
Can you give an example of something like that? I mean, since you have done
yes.
practicing for so long, it would just help us understand
all right.
a little bit better.
Okay. There was this man, he had come to me. He was very ill. He said, and he could hardly walk, so he came with his helper. And so I asked him, what's wrong with you? He said, everything, my whole body is just, degenerating. All my muscles and all my organs, all my organs are failing. And then he says, I have also decided to end my life. I thought of going to the suicide clinic somewhere abroad. I think they have one. So in Europe. So he said, I also thought of suicide, but then my wife discouraged me. She said, don't do it. So he said, I want to know my past. So then in his past life, he was a eunuch.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a eunuch who was the right-hand man of a very famous king in the south. What was his name? I've forgotten that king. Krishna Deva Raya, right?
Oh my God. Okay.
So he was his companion and his eyes and ears, So he would carry information to the king, and the king would punish anyone who, who did some wrong. So he says, and then he says, because of that, I've caused so many deaths.
Okay.
And so many people were imprisoned. So because of that, I'm suffering now in this life.
Okay. But this could be like so many different, he must have been born so many times.
Different lives. So everything has come now to him.
Okay. So then what happened with him?
Then after that, I didn't see him again because but he understood, but he was a very skeptical man. He came for the session. Then he says, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He kept on saying, I don't. And then he saw, he experienced very deeply, profoundly, and he was explaining very minute details, which I checked on Google. And they all turned out true because he also had a lover who was a Portuguese. And he gave me the name and everything. So I checked on Google. It was all correct.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So that was one of the cases.
Oh, fascinating,
Yes.
fascinating situation, right? Okay.
And I've also added 3 cases here, very short ones. So if you can,
Okay.
case study
Yeah,
1,
sure.
somebody who had these emotions such as fear, anger, and hatred. And he always wanted to take revenge on people if he thought somebody had done him wrong.
Mm.
It was very distrustful. And then he was also anxious and suffering from depression. So in his past life, he saw 3 past lives at one go, in one session. So in one, he was a lion who was beaten to death by some villagers when he entered the village. So he suffered a very terrible death. And second life, he was a little boy named Ganesh, whose uncle used to really beat him for no reason and beat him to death. And the third one was he was a girl, a teenager who was, abducted and raped, and her head was smashed with a stone.
Oh my God.
So in all these, during death, they suffered extreme fear, anger, and helplessness, and a desire for revenge all the time. Says, I want to take revenge. I want to kill, Every time they would go into that death scene, they would say, I want to kill. I want to kill this person. So in this life, he still has that anger within him, because that energy, energy doesn't go anywhere, it just carries forward. So he got it into this life. So the resolution for that was that in the afterlife, he also saw his afterlife after death. Then the soul understood that it had chosen this incarnation to experience all the negative emotions in order to overcome them. It was just a learning for him to overcome. So to not get entangled in them, but to just be a witness. So
was he able to trust people after going through this past life regression? Was he able to
it was very recent.
himself down?
It was recent. So
Okay.
yes, all
Right.
these are recent ones which I've given.
Okay.
So, but anyway, he understood the problem. And he says, okay, now I'll know better. So, and the second case is a client, a little boy, he's autistic and he doesn't communicate. So his mother came to me and she said, I want to know what's in his head, because he can't talk. He can barely talk to me. So I said, okay, you be the surrogate. I do surrogate regression also. So in place of the son, I do it with the mother and call the spirit of the son into the mother's body, and then the son speaks. Okay. So now the son is talking about his past life, that the son was an old Vietnamese woman who was ill-treated and abandoned by her daughter-in-law, which is this mother. This mother was his daughter-in-law.
Oh my God. Okay.
In the previous life, and she ill-treated her mother-in-law. Okay. So, and when she dies, she wants to reunite with her family. Her last thoughts before dying was, I want to be with my family, So she came back as the son, but as the autistic son. And then I took them to the womb experience also, when the child was in the womb. So he said that the mother did not want him, tried to get rid of him, but could not. And then when he was born, the mother didn't want to touch him because he was very underweight. And then she struggled to accept him. Even now, when she had come to me, she says, I try my best to love him, And then the lesson was that if we fail to carry out our duties in one lifetime, we have to do it in another, maybe under more difficult circumstances. And then the mother's bond with the son also improved. So later on, she sent me a message, thank you so much, And then there's another small case. This is about client with problems of physical intimacy in relationships. So in the past life, she suffered a miscarriage and blamed herself. So she told herself, what is the use of being physically intimate with my husband, if it's going to end this way, if it's going to end in miscarriage. So that belief was carried over into this life. And so when she sees, like, she's divorced and then she is also looking for a partner, but when she sees men who are interested in her, she just pushes them away, so she struggles with her intimacy. So then during the regression, I did some forgiveness exercise and healing with the light NLP, just to change her belief system.
Okay.
So this is what you can do with past life regression.
How beautifully you've explained it, and what interesting stories.
Yeah. And so there are also signs that tell us that we have lived before. Some people don't believe in a past life, but if you have unreasonable phobias and fears, they come from somewhere. Recurring dreams, dreaming of the same thing over and over again, something that you have not experienced in this lifetime. Or deja vu, like finding a moment very familiar or a place very familiar,
Right.
So that is because you've lived that moment before sometime. And attraction to a place, time, or culture. And out of place memories, like children, especially children below the age of 7, some of them, they remember their past lives and they go into great detail, Those are out of place memories. And birthmarks. Birthmarks usually are a sign of an injury in a past life. Some people have, maybe they're killed by a sword in the, in the body, and they have a mark over there. Or they're killed by bullets, then they have these little round marks. So these are the signs that tell you that you've lived a past life.
I'm sure all of us would be like now thinking about what we have done in the past. So tell me, I mean, you've had so many people come to you for readings. Is it easy for people to share their innermost thoughts and feelings with,
with me? Yes, I listen to them, because I'm a stranger. So they really unburden themselves to me. And I don't judge. So whatever they say is, and it stays with me.
Sure, of course.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So they tell me everything. In the beginning, of course, some of them are a little hesitant. Then I keep asking them, making them feel very comfortable until they, pour everything out. And sometimes even if they don't, during regression, it just comes out. And after regression, then they tell me everything.
Right. Okay. And how do people deal with, memories, both happy as well as sometimes uncomfortable memories? What's your experience with that?
Past memories.
Yeah.
After they've had a regression.
Right.
Oh, no.
Because that is a question which,
yes,
most of us want to know about. That suppose you find out, uncomfortable past life, then how do you, deal with it in this life?
If you've had a bad, past life, a difficult past life, what I do is during that session, I do healing with the light. I do healing with the light. So when they come out, they are very relaxed, very light, very nice, very, very happy.
Okay. Okay.
And it doesn't affect them. It's just like they learn some lessons.
Okay.
Nobody feels bad. Even if they've had a very difficult life, it doesn't affect them in any way.
So you are healing, at the same time as you are.
Yes, while they are in that state. So it's very easy to heal them.
Right. Okay. Tell us about this slide.
Pardon?
This slide which is here. What is past life regression? So
okay, what is past life regression? So past life regression is a technique through which we access past life memories from the subconscious mind. You know, our subconscious mind holds many memories, past memories, and also past life memories. So it's just that we are not aware of it. But through hypnosis, we can access the subconscious mind. All right. And the hypnotic state is not something which is like people are very scared of being hypnotized. They say, oh, you're going to hypnotize me and I'm not coming near you. You know?
Yeah.
But actually, we are hypnotized throughout the day, you know, like when we are watching television.
Yes.
You're watching it and so engrossed, you know, that you don't even hear if somebody's calling you.
Sure.
That's hypnosis. Or when you're reading a good book, and then you feel like you are inside that world that you're reading about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that is also hypnosis. Or when you're driving a car, and then, you know, you're driving a car, and then you're looking out at the scenery, and then suddenly you reach home, and you don't even know how you reached home,
Mm-hmm.
because you were in the hypnotic state. And it's nothing, you know, it's just relaxation. The method I use is just relaxation of the body and the mind. Mind is very difficult to relax because some people are very critical. They think they'll lose their power if I'm going to relax them, you know, and put them under trance. So then they're all there and then they refuse to get into that state. So there are some people who do not go into trance because there are certain people who refuse to go into trance. Though they come for a session, they're still very critical, very analytical. So and then they can't relax. What you need to do is just relax, you know. And that's why some people cannot regress. And dealing with conscious interference, our conscious mind is always working overtime, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in a trance, the conscious mind tries to come in and say, oh, what are you doing? What are you seeing? You know, this is so absurd. This is so stupid. And then you become fully conscious wide awake. So I tell the people before that whenever these doubts come in, they will come in, you know, this conscious mind will try and interfere. So you just brush it aside. Just brush it aside and keep accepting whatever is being shown to you. That is the only way you will see your past life. And there's something called past life memories. And some people say, oh, it must be imagination, making up a story. Huh? So we use imagination to access the subconscious mind because subconscious mind is very imaginative. You can only access it through imagination. So you don't know where imagination stops and where the past life begins. But when you are experiencing a past life, you are overcome with emotions. You cry, you scream, you shiver, you know, and you feel sad. You feel very sad, or you feel very happy. But when you are imagining, you will not have any emotions. You will be just relating a story, you know, without any emotions involved. So that is the difference between imagination and a past life recall.
Okay.
So yes, and people experience it differently also, like through, some people are very visual. They can see everything in technicolor, like as though they're seeing a movie, you know.
Wow.
And some people just hear, their hearing is more pronounced. They hear sounds, they hear words. And some people, they see it with feelings, with emotions. So these are the different ways through which you can access your past life. And the role of the therapist is just to be a guide, nothing more, nothing less. Just guiding that person. And what that person sees or doesn't see is not up to the therapist, it's up to that individual. Okay.
Sanjana, I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Sanjana, I am R.K. Vora from Vasant, Vihar.
Okay.
I got an experience. Few days back, I got a dream that
Okay.
out of body experience.
Okay.
I was seeing that I am dead. People, they are
just
just
now.
performing everything and all that. Can I speak? Can I speak?
Sure.
Yes. What was that? The people, they were just sitting and they were just kind of making the preparation for me, and I'm watching my death, and my all relatives are there. Even my wife, when she is no more, she was also standing in that in the preparation. What is that? What is out of life experience?
Out of body experience is something like we have this physical body, and we have also the astral body, the subtle body, which during sleep it moves out of the physical body, and we are able to experience, to travel here and there, and to see many things. Okay, so you must have had an out of body experience which maybe seemed very real to you.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm going to do today is also something like this. I'm not going to do a past life regression because time is very short. So I'll just be doing something where you'll have an outer body experience going to the stars. Okay?
Okay.
Right. So I think we'll start that now.
I'm sorry, my camera went off. I mean, there was some
Yes.
internet issue. Would
Okay.
you like to switch off the presentation?
Yes, Sanjana?
Yeah, that might be easier.
Yes.
And then, yeah, perfect.
So shall we start the meditation now?
Sure. What would you like us to do?
Everybody, please lie down. If you've got a bed, very good. Or if you have a sofa or a chair, you can just, relax into it.
Okay, we'll switch the camera off then. Okay.
So I'd like everybody to just lie down very comfortably. And make sure you will not be disturbed during the session. So please switch off your cell phones. And maybe if you can lock your door so that nobody comes in. So during the journey you're about to take, please do not consciously think too much or analyze what you are doing. Simply allow yourself to be relaxed, open-minded, and receptive to your imagination. Remember that imagination is the language of the mind, and your imagination is how you will experience this journey. So to begin, please make yourself very, very comfortable. Adjust your clothing as needed and see that your neck and back are well supported. Please lie down. For those of you who've come late, please lie down on your bed or on the sofa and make yourself very comfortable. Now set the intention for yourself that you want to leave your physical body and enter the astral realm. In the next few moments, we will start our journey to the stars and through all the houses of astrology. In each house, you will be offered the chance to collect the wisdom of the star signs and bring back with you all that you may need. So take a deep breath in and hold it. And as you exhale, let go all the tension you can. Just let it go. Now take another deep breath in and hold it. And as you exhale, just allow your eyes to close and allow yourself to completely relax. Just imagine the sensation of total drowsiness, as though your eyelids are so heavy, droopy, and drowsy that they just want to relax. Imagine that your eyelids are so relaxed that they are locking shut. And even if you try to open them, you find they just want to remain shut. Stop trying and just go deeper. As you now go back to your normal breathing, and as you breathe, just become aware of your breath going in and out of your nose and going down your throat, and how comfortable you feel. Just being aware of that breath. And with every breath out, you can become more relaxed, more at ease, more comfortable. That's good. Just allow your breathing to slow down. Relax more. Slowly. And with every breath out, you can say to yourself, you can hear a voice in your head saying, more and more relaxed, deeper and deeper. Don't have to go into trance until you are really ready. And when you are in a trance, if you want to move, that's okay. You don't have to feel you must stay there. If you want to scratch your nose or whatever that is you want to do, that's okay. Just allow yourself to be comfortable. You don't have to move or make any sort of effort. You don't even have to hold your eyes open. You don't have to think. You don't have to listen. You don't have to do anything except just allow yourself to lie there, feeling warm and relaxed and comfortable. Sounds around you will not disturb you in any way. In fact, they will only deepen your relaxation. And my voice will guide you even deeper. And you are lying there, breathing gently, becoming aware of the surface on which you lie and the feel of the fabric against your skin. And part of your mind is wondering whether you are going to go into trance, while another part of your mind is aware that you are already going into trance. And you can go into trance and you can relax. And part of you can still stay aware of if you want to. And the other part can allow itself to go deeply and deeply into trance. Deeply relaxed. And every breath is still making you more and more relaxed. Deeper and deeper. And you can just let yourself go, letting every muscle go limp and loose as you sink into a more calm or peaceful state of relaxation. In a moment, I'm going to relax you more completely. In a moment, not yet, but in a moment. I'm going to begin counting backwards from 10 to 1. And with every count down, you will simply move down those stairs, relaxing more completely. 10. At the top of the stairs, 9. 8. Sinking deeper and deeper. 7. 6. Going way down. 5. Moving down those stairs, relaxing more completely. 4. 3. Deeper down. 2. And 1. Deep down. Becoming more calm, more peaceful, more relaxed. And I wonder if you can imagine now that you are sitting in a comfortable chair by a window, looking out, and outside the sun is setting, and the whole world is settling down for the night. And as the sun sets and slips below the horizon, everything around you is getting quiet and dark. Outside, here and there, lights are being lit. And sitting in your chair, become aware of a darkness settling over you like a soft, gentle blanket. Feeling more and more relaxed as the darkness deepens. Feel its weight taking you down. And as the darkness settles over you, your body relaxes deeper into the chair. More and more comfortable now. And as you are sitting there in the dark, safe and secure, your mind is beginning to drift and float away. And in the sky, the first stars are coming out. And as more and more stars appear, you feel yourself sinking, drifting. And the more stars there are, the more you feel detached from your body. And you can forget all about that body now. That body feels different. your mind, your personality is now gently detaching, so you can be relaxed about the process and curious to know where it might lead. And as the body begins to feel warm and comfortable, just imagine that you can rise above your body and float right up to the ceiling. Feel yourself drifting out of your body, up and out, like a shadow leaving the body. And you can enjoy the sensation of being weightless, floating easily. Now allow yourself to float up. Just floating all the way to the ceiling, up to the ceiling. Through the ceiling and above the room. Discover that your spirit body can move through solid matter like doors and walls with no effort at all. And feel yourself floating outside. Slowly drifting upwards now. Above the building. Up into the late evening sky. You are slowly moving upwards, safe and secure. Warm and comfortable, somehow supported as you drift upwards past the rooftops. And now you can begin to see the whole area. Streets and houses and roads, all laid out in the dim darkness. And higher still, and you can see the glint of moonlight reflected from a river far below. And soon you are among the clouds. Soft, white, fleecy clouds rolling around you like warm, soft air, carrying you upwards. And then you are past the clouds, looking down on them. And they are getting further and further away as you go ever upwards, rising higher and higher above the cloud formations to the heaven above. Looking down at the earth below, the whole country is spread out before you. Far down below. And notice how small and insignificant it all seems. You are floating higher and higher and higher. And as you look up at the stars high above, glittering in the dark night, bright and clear, you feel yourself being drawn up to space. With stars and comets and spirals of light purple and pale dust. And as you go higher and higher and higher, you find yourself drifting and floating among the stars. All around you, you can feel the vastness of space, the sheer majesty of the heavens. And you are shown all of the vast black sky and the constellations like diamonds scattered across a field of dreams. And you are taken on a tour of the heavens to visit each of the planets, to learn what each keeper has. What gifts of wisdom and insight the astral traveler can find now. And you learn that because you are in this state, you are to be given an opportunity only offered to astral travelers to choose what you want to take, what you want to take back with you. And you can gather up all these like stars in a bag and take whatever you need. So get ready to visit each house in the star signs. And you find yourself moving, spinning, covering great distances in an instant. as you begin to sense the crystal spheres of eternity and journey through the entire solar system. And you come to a space ruled by the planet Mars. And you find yourself in the house of Aries, the ram. And there you are offered the strengths of the ram to be assertive, independent, ambitious. And you can take what you want, and it is yours now. And now you are drifting out to the planet Venus, to a place of love and beauty. And there is the house of Taurus, the bull. And you hear beautiful music. And in that music, you are offered all the gifts of Venus. You can be generous, sensuous, affectionate, and enjoy stable relationships from now on. Drifting now towards the sun, you come to the planet Mercury and the house of Gemini, twins. And there the twins give you their gifts. From now on, you can choose to be sociable, funny, flexible, to learn, teach, enjoy your intellect, be proud of your mind. And in that cold light of the moon, you see Cancer the crab in the sky. And the crab offers you the gift of imagination, intuition, and caring. You now move on into the brilliant light of the sun. And there is Leo the lion, outlined in fire. In the house of Leo, you can collect the ability to be self-assured, energetic, and the ambition to succeed. And away you go to the planet Mercury in the sign of Virgo. In Virgo, you feel your mind being explored, your values sorted, and you are left with the gift of logic, of seeing patterns and mysteries. And next you find yourself visiting the planet Venus, a place of marriage and love. And there you are offered the gift of balance and harmony from Libra, the scales, of how to be sociable and diplomatic. And then you are off to Pluto, far out in the cold reaches of space, the place of death and rebirth, where the sign of Scorpio rules. And in that place, you can be reborn and learn the mysteries of life and beyond. Then mighty Jupiter appears, the planet of adventure and travel, the chance to get all the optimism and enthusiasm that Sagittarius has. Saturn with its rings appears before you. And in those rings, you find the constellation of Capricorn. You learn to be organized, patient, and the endurance to make your life better. To plan and prosper and rise through the ranks. And out past Saturn is lonely Uranus. It's a planet of freedom and change. And there you touch Aquarius, water carrier. And drinking that water gives you the gift of languages, curiosity, and the love of change. And on to icy Neptune, god of the eternal sea in the realm of Pisces, the fish, where you learn to be sensitive towards others and the power of the imagination. Then you feel everything slowing down. And you are beginning to feel different, strong, filled, happy. You become aware as those talents are being downloaded deep within your subconscious mind, available to you whenever you need them. Whenever you want them, and the power of determination and purpose is slowly uncoiling, and an ancient wisdom is spreading, changing everything it touches. And you have changed now, changed forever. Changed by the touch of those stars, by being close to those planets. And things just seem different now, easier, clearer. And as you think of those things and what you learned on that journey, those stars begin to fade. And as the earth turns on its mighty axis, outside the sun is coming up. A new day, a new dawn, a new life is starting for you. And as you become aware of the light, it's time to return to your physical self. Become aware of certain sensations in the body is you feel yourself being drawn back to your physical self. In a moment, when I count down 3 to 1, you will find normal sensations returning to your body. You will be wide awake, refreshed, and relaxed as you gently transition back to your waking consciousness and your daily life. You are coming back to the present now. 3, 2, eyes opening. 1, back to the present, wide awake.
Thank you for that. I'm going to ask the viewers here to share their experience if they want to that. So, and if they would like to ask any questions. That was absolutely magical.
I hope you had an experience because my voice was echoing, I think.
A little bit in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah. In the middle, it was a little bit. Viewers, if any of you would like to say something or ask any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and do that. I think everybody is still in a relaxed frame of mind. They are still in feeling the calmness. You don't want to say anything really. Thank you so much for such a beautiful session. Actually a beautiful feeling, as Mala has just said.
Tartia, today's session was amazing.
Yes.
Meditations also amazing.
Thank you.
Enjoyed.
It was very relaxing. How do we get in touch with you? Please share your contact details. Please feel free to unmute yourself and say these things. We'd be happy to hear you. Mr. Vora, आप कुछ पूछ रहे थे मेरा वाईफाई ड्रॉप होने के पहले. If you'd like to ask your question now, please feel free to do that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, please identify yourself.
I'm Charu here.
Hi, Charu.
Hi, I just wanted to know that when you, as a therapist, listen to other people's experiences,
Yes.
does it affect you?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, it
Because
doesn't.
anytime I listen to somebody say, just venting out and all that, it just stays with me and I get affected. So that's why I was curious.
Okay, you must be an empath. Okay. So some people, they get affected by others' energies. But then you have to protect yourself from,
How do you block it? I mean,
Okay, there's a trick. Okay, like you visualize yourself under a shower of white light. Okay, you feel like you're in the bath, and then there's a shower over you.
Yeah.
But then instead of water, it's just white light coming down on you. Okay. And then it's just covering your entire body, inside and outside, like a circle of light. And so like you're in a sort of a balloon.
Okay. A cocoon sort of.
Yeah, cocoon of light. And that light is going to protect you. So anytime you feel that you're in a place where, there's some negative energy,
Yeah.
you can just imagine yourself. Close your eyes and just imagine, or even if your eyes are open, it's fine. You just imagine this shower of light falling on you, covering you from all sides, up and down on the sides, inside and outside.
Yeah, I'll try that because
Yes.
I get. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So Darsha, I had a question. This is
Yes, Sunita.
in between when I was listening to you, I kind of dozed off. I felt like I'd completely relaxed, and I don't know whether I was in a sleep state or whether I was so relaxed.
Yes.
I couldn't hear you anymore. But was I still experiencing?
Yes, of course. Your subconscious mind was, experiencing everything and just making you relaxed. So it doesn't matter whether you are sleeping or not.
Okay, so my journey onward to the stars was still happening.
Yes, yes.
And you came back. You came
Yes.
back.
It was very nice,
and-
Tartia.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It was very nice floating in the clouds.
Thank you, Rashmi.
In fact, I had to go somewhere and I'm still here.
Only Mohini, I think Mohini is sitting up. So I kept telling you, Mohini, I was telling you, I couldn't talk. So I did this. I don't know whether you got me. You must have entered later.
Any questions anybody would like? Tartia shared her number here.
Yes.
9910999991. So please make a note of that for people who would like to get in touch with her. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we will say a very big thank you to you. And, that was so beautiful. I'm sure many of our viewers would love to have you back and hear more of your experiences. Perhaps
So
you
I
could,
would, next time I can do a past life regression.
No, as a closing, if you could tell us another, story of one of your
And
experiences.
interesting story.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Because
Should I intervene? Should I
Absolutely.
intervene? Thank you very much, Tartia. One thing, could you please note down the numbers of the participants over here so that you can let us know about the next meeting whenever it is on our respective telephones. That will be better, I think, if you don't mind.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, I don't know anybody's numbers. I think Sanjana will know.
yeah, I mean, the messages are posted on the.
Like if you, in case you can note down these numbers, in case you can, then
Ma'am,
we
the
can get,
name
because I
comes-
got this
we
message from
don't get the
somebody else.
numbers. We don't get the numbers. It comes up as a name. Okay. If you want to share your experience, one of your stories with us, and then we
Alright.
will.
Should I let you know my number?
Can we hear the story?
Need to share my number.
No, not just now, ma'am. Not just now.
I didn't get you, in fact.
Not right now. Please don't share your
Do you
number.
want to do? Okay. Sorry,
I'll
I
take
didn't
care.
get you because there was some problem in the network. Okay, right. My only request was that next time.
I think she's having some network issues.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
All right. So I can share with you something which is a little different from, sometimes people come and they carry energies with them,
Okay.
energies that don't belong to them.
Right.
Some people call it spirit attachment or entity attachment.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you'd like to listen to that, I can talk about it.
Yeah, we would love to. Okay with you.
Some people might feel a little spooky, huh? So there was this person who came to me, and he it was actually on Zoom, huh? It was on Zoom. So he said he was suffering from a lot of ailments. So I asked him, tell me what you're suffering from. So he gave me a long list of his medical history, right from constipation to heart problems and to diabetes and this and that, everything. So I said, oh, that's a long list. And then he said, yes. I said, since when have you been, suffering? He says, ever since I was a child, I've never felt okay. I said, okay. Then I did an age regression, took him to his childhood. As soon as he reached his childhood, he started emitting sounds. Like there was a cacophony of sounds, not only one sound, there were so many sounds. There was a dog barking, a cat mewing, and then a snake hissing, and then a goat also bleating. And then there was a man laughing at the back, ha, 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 ha. And all these sounds were coming together from his mouth, So then I knew that it was something was, it was not him, it was some other external energies. So then I said, who are you? And he just kept on laughing like a madman. And then he started talking in some language which I couldn't understand. He was from Calcutta. So, and then I spoke to those energies. So I told them to go away. And then they left. And afterwards, he opened his eyes and he told me, what happened? I said, you tell me what happened. You tell me what happened. So he says, I just heard some noises. And he said, and I felt as though something very heavy just moved out of my body.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, how are you feeling now? He said, I'm feeling so light. I'm feeling really nice. So these are the things that, some people carry with them.
Right.
So, and they're not even aware of it. I mean, a lot of people have it, but they're not aware. And there was another gentleman very recently. So he was in some spa. He was having a, detoxification of the body. So he had nothing better to do. So he said, let me do past life regression. I said, okay. And then he says, I had a night. Then he just told me that I had a nightmare last night. I said, what did you see? So he said, just look at behind my bed. And he was showing me a huge mirror behind his bed, He's saying, I was dreaming that hands were coming, disembodied hands. Just hands were coming from there and strangling me, from behind the bed. And then he says, I just woke up. And he said, when I woke up, I felt some pressure on my hands. And I felt a very evil presence in the room. He said, I was so scared, I closed my eyes again. He says, it was even scarier than the nightmare. So then I said, okay, I'll do something. Okay. He said, what will you do? I said, we want to past life regression today. We will see what's inside your body. He said, okay, fine. And then I did a scanning of his body. And then I said, tell me where you feel that there's something there. He says, in my head, here. I said, what's there now? He says, this demon with horns, with horns. It's very scary looking. Any questions? I'm not